Hey guys, it's Cayden here. You have to excuse some of the audio in this. We decided to film it in a park. Obviously, when we filmed it in the park, they started chopping down trees and the dog came over and people started playing music. So from here on, we'll probably do it not in the park, but yeah, just excuse some of the audio in this one.
If you want to go down a rabbit hole, check out that guy.
Okay. What was his name again?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a rather intriguing character.
There's one thing though that I love about him, and it was like his belief on like living.
His belief on living.
Because it was like you should live the life you want to live, and you should find a way to make money within that life that you're living.
Right.
So say you just want to kind of like travel around the world and like...
You just got to find a way to make money doing it.
So just do the opposite to what we're doing right now.
Well, literally.
Yeah, basically.
We've got our first guest star here.
I was going to say...
First guest. Oh, there's a dog that's foaming at the mouth.
I was going to say, is that... I would stroke you, but I don't really fancy getting rabies today.
Rabies, day one of the pod.
I saw
Hey,
Primate the other day, or a while
Primate.
back. He's just slobbered on your case.
Oh, mate, that is not on. That is not.
Get off my case.
Go on, buddy, get out of it. Like, what are you doing?
Off you pop.
Where's he even come from? Do you know
Oh,
what I
there
mean?
they are. There they are.
That's so disgusting.
Just got this thick,
Do you
white,
want me to wipe it off for you?
gobbery slobber.
No,
on
we've
your
got to take a
headphone
picture of that.
case.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hello, Buster. Yeah, I love you too.
You've now got white, sloppy foam over your hands.
Story of my life.
I will not be letting this dog
Just
come
gonna-
anywhere
just
near
gonna-
me. You know what I mean?
Just get Yes.
I really hope the owner of the
Oh
dog
yeah.
doesn't see the
Kenny,
pod.
were you meant to do your little starting thing?
Well, I was going to try, but I quite like that as the intro, to be honest.
Yeah, this is the dog.
Yeah, it's
slobber.
like, oh, we've got our first guest. It's
Yeah.
a dog.
There's a dog foaming at the mouth.
And it's slobbered everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's kind of how this podcast is going to go, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sums everything up.
Just lots of dog slobber.
Yeah.
It's basically all it's going to be.
But yeah, I mean, this is just three guys in a park, really, isn't it?
Three guys in a park on a nice sunny day.
Yeah, they should make podcast equipment more expensive.
Yeah, they should.
Is what the podcast should be.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Really gatekeeper.
Every schmuck can buy a microphone and just be like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to yap for an hour and a half
So I mean, that's exactly what we're going to do.
and hope it goes well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think podcasting
We're going to do what every schmuck should be doing.
should only be for grifters and misogynists. That's what podcasting should be.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Myron Gaines.
Exactly.
He's some of my biggest inspiration, really.
That's hilarious.
Just the way he invites 10 people on just to make fun of them. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are 2. I need another 8.
Have you guys seen that Louis Theroux documentary, the Manosphere one?
I've
I
seen
have.
bits of it.
That is just wild to me.
I know there's
honestly.
one guy who constantly calls his mum mummy.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like, there's just so many points in that documentary where you're just like, this is actually what humanity is like succumb to. Do you know what I mean? It's like these men are like, oh, I fuck 10 women a day and, I have millions of money. And you just sit there and you're like, yeah, but could you put up a shelf? Do you know what I mean? Like, could you work a lawnmower? Like, did you know how to do any of these things that, some people would actually
you could have-
classify as masculine, per se?
You
Do
can
know what I
have
mean?
sex with 10 women a day, but will you ever know what desire is?
Yeah. It's like that ginger guy. I can't remember what his name
Oh,
is.
they're skinniest suits in the world.
Yeah, he's got
yeah.
I don't know if his tailor is the best in the world or if he should just get a new tailor. Do you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. His suits fit him perfectly, but they're all just a bit tight, so they kind of don't fit him perfectly.
Yeah.
When he starts going, you're kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy's got some semi-decent views. And then he's like, I'll go on dates with women, and I'm like, let's have a threesome with my wife. And you're like, yeah,
That got cranked to
okay,
11.
fair enough.
What the hell?
I was thoroughly disappointed when the Tate brothers didn't show up. So I was like, everyone's here for the Tate brothers, really.
It's the big one, really.
It's
isn't it?
it's like, yeah, that was the the snowball that started the avalanche. So to
I think
speak.
their absence speaks a lot as well.
Oh, 100%.
It's almost kind of like they know what it was, and because they've.
I feel
Of course
like,
they
yeah,
know
they
what it
probably
was.
knew who Louis Theroux was and was like, I'm not doing this.
That's how just thick everyone
At
else
all.
was.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
actually signed up for it.
When everyone was like, hey, Jess, he's out to get you. And then he just suddenly switched up on Louis Theroux. And,
Well, just
honestly, yeah.
it's almost like those people in the Manosphere documentary. They are kind of like they've been grifted. Like they're the ones that have been duped into believing that whole thing is real, acceptable.
It's kind of funny when they're like, don't be a sheep. Don't follow the normal way of life. Don't do this, don't do that. But then all they actually are promoting to young men is to be a sheep and follow them. and be like, and it's like, oh, don't be a sheep and follow the normal 9-to-5 constraints of society. Sign up to my class for $400 and you'll learn the knowledge to make $3,000 a month.
Exactly it. It was the same thing.
And then
with,
you
like,
just don't. And it's just bullshit.
I mean, before this whole kind of like Manosphere stuff, it was what YouTubers were doing. Right, like Jake and Logan Paul were like, you want to kind of come to my class on how to be a big YouTuber.
I just hate that.
Yeah.
That whole mindset of like...
I've been sponsored by this gambling company.
Yeah.
And you know, if you want to make money and win big...
Like, this is how you gamble properly, professionally.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, it's literally... Gambling is luck. I get there's, you know, people that do it and they, you know, they do these like safe bets and like actually make money from it. But it's like... You know what I mean? If the odds are like 2-to-1, you've got to put like so much down to get so much back, and you've got to take that risk anyway, which is still the whole point of gambling. So it's like, you know.
And like, if people are selling a course like Hustlers University,
oh, don't even get
like how does Andrew Tate actually make his money? Like he has all this money, but he never talks about how he makes it. He just makes it through selling the course.
Yeah.
So why would you buy the course?
This is what I mean. I just don't.
If someone like knows how to make a lot of money, they're not going to share how to actually make it.
No, they're going to create some bullshit regime that can, you know, that will draw in a young, impressionable audience, and then it will, you know, essentially just brainwash them into believing that they can go and make millions by, you know, being cold, and turning off their emotions, and like just being tough guys. And it's just like it's just a bit ridiculous. But then, I think there is one thing that is kind of redeeming about the whole thing. And I feel like the intention of looking out for young men, I feel like their intent behind it is somewhat good. Like whether, you know, sometimes their intent is to make money, which I disagree with, that's bad. But I feel like sometimes you do get those ones that, yes, they make the money and it's fantastic, but their main goal is to bridge that gap to like lonely young men.
I won't lie, I've never seen someone like that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now I do kind of, it's a difficult one because the shit that they're spouting is so rubbish.
Well, exactly,
it's just such a load of like hokey cokey.
It's like if someone was to properly look after men in that kind of way, it would never be kind of like connected to any of this. And,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It wouldn't even be as popular as well.
But then I almost feel like there is that group of, like there is that demographic of young men that don't really feel like they fit into certain areas. Oh, yeah. And, you know, they almost sometimes get a bit berated for that. And I feel like all of these Sigma, Alpha, Manosphere men have almost sit there and gone, they almost look at it as an opportunity, but an opportunity to help a group of people whilst making a shit ton of money and blowing up in fame as well. Yeah. But I feel like if there was one of them that came out who had like genuinely not overly controversial views, but still kind of had that mentality of like, you know, be strong, be brave, do you know what I mean? Be a man, so to speak, but in almost like a healthy manner.
You know
I feel
Ryan?
like that's what young men actually need.
You know what, Ryan? You are absolutely correct. And I actually do know somebody. It was called Mr. Rogers, and they existed all the way back in the 70s.
Yeah, literally.
And there was another person as well. They were on YouTube. I think they were called like Miss Rachel or something like that.
Miss Rachel.
And they got completely attacked by kind of like right-wing political speakers, because one of the things that she was saying was that like people in both Israel and Palestine, you know, deserve to kind of like have childhoods and everything like that.
Yeah.
And people were just like, this lady is anti-Semitic, horrible, and you know, everyone just started like hating on her, and she had to kind of close up her YouTube channel.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Basically what she was doing was the same thing as Mr. Rogers. It was like this weird, like it was like this kids show thing of like an actual studio set, and they would bring on kind of like children of like different demographics and everything like that, and disabled kids and everything. And it was like some really amazing stuff. And it was just kind of like, you're using empathy as a weapon against our political belief.
It's crazy,
which is
isn't it?
Something that a certain guy who might have been a pain in the neck kind of talked about. But yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? You get these people that they come along and they have good intentions, and you watch them and they're like, they are good people, and they genuinely have good morals, and they stand for something good.
Just makes everyone else look
and
bad.
Then they're just not that popular, and you think they should be more popular. And then when they get popular, you get these big people who are like, oh, they talk them down, they bring them down. And it's just like, it's just crazy. It's a really weird kind of, I don't know, landscape that we live in currently, where certain things that I would consider good are like frowned upon, and certain things that I would definitely consider bad are almost like promoted, and it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
I think
it's a very weird conundrum.
I think it's a thing where a lot of people, like everybody you kind of like see, they know what's right and they know what's wrong. Most of the time, right? Like if you could kind of like ask someone about their, their beliefs and like, how people should be treated, it will all kind of like sound, somewhat the same because, I think everybody is quite a decent person. It's just kind of like these large kind of like demographics that kind of really pinpoint, let me start again with that. It's more kind of like, not so much like the minority are the ones who are speaking out about it, but it's kind of like the things that we see in terms of, these like political beliefs and these kind of like beliefs about other different people just kind of stem all from kind of like really far right and far left politics.
Yeah.
It's like such a stereotypical kind of like answer that we get given that I can see why people would be kind of confused into believing that that's the way it is. And,
yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I think like with social media recently, the algorithm, because I read a book about like focus and stuff, and the algorithm promotes, like especially with Twitter, promotes things that people react negatively with because that always gets more engagement. Yeah. So then you're like in just a constant loop of stuff that you don't agree with.
And or just don't want to see.
Yes, you don't want to see. So then you start like commenting on it. So then people then take like really opposite stances. So then it's like far right, far left.
Yeah.
And then you can't really be in the middle because then people will just like, then it's nothing. You won't get picked up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's almost like the algorithm itself is like farming the interactions with you, knowing full well that makes, a platform excel. Because if people interact on your platform and it's an active platform, it's going to have more users, it's going to have more like ad revenue, all that kind of rubbish, do you know what I mean? So it's one of those things you look at and you go, yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, do you know what I mean? Since Twitter has become X, it has like the fall off has been generational, do you know what I mean? I go on my like For You page now and it's just full of just like AI slop. Lately it's been that one where there'll be 4 pictures and you click on the post and then the 4 pictures will line up vertically and make a bigger picture. And I'm just like, but it's always something like, oh, an actress in a bikini or an AI generated fictional person in a bikini. And it's just like, I get what you mean about like the negative interaction, because the amount of time that I've like clicked the 3 button and hit not interested in this, not interested in this, not interested in this. But then my For You page is just full of just AI slop. And I'm like, I don't care. It's literally at the point where I just don't use X anymore because it's just so, I go on it and all I see is things I don't want to see. Do you know what I mean? I go on there and like, I go on my following page, for example, it's all news articles about, oh, there's this thing linked with this video game or something to do with GTA 6, Elden Ring movie leaks or whatever. And I'm like, right, this is actually what I'm here for. Granted, I shouldn't really use it as a source of information. It is still Twitter at the end of the day.
Have you seen those Elden Ring
but
leaks?
The Elden Ring leaks are kind of nuts, like on a level.
Yeah,
it looks mad.
The Church of America. Real quick to cap the whole thing off, when you were talking about like the left and right, like Twitter thing, the negative thing, it just reminded me of like this image.
Let me have a look.
The image.
Do you want me to read it out? Or?
No. Well, I'll post it. I'll send it to you.
Okay,
and you can, like, just...
What is it? What is it?
Awesome.
What is it?
I'll show it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can see that. That is today's like society summed up in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's absurd.
That's very coded.
Yeah, but what was it? No, I like those the sets that they seem to be doing with Elden Ring, because it's like they're doing the actual full-on Church of America and like the stakes and everything.
Yeah. See, now don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic, but I do somewhat kind of take issue with it.
Yeah.
And not in like an overly bad way. I'm still stoked for the film. I still think it's going to be fantastic. But the fact that there's a ruined Church of America and the stakes are there, to me at least, would imply that the film is going to be set during the same time period, or at the very least have a similar plot to the game.
Yeah.
Where you'll follow a Tarnished or whatever. Now, when there was an Elden Ring film that was announced, maybe I just convinced myself, I thought the most logical and the best thing to do here is to flesh out the world that George R.R. Martin and Miyazaki created and do something that's pre-shattering.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know Elden Ring, the shattering is the sort of the catalyst event that then leads on to the events of the game.
Yeah.
But before that, there's all of these characters, there's all of these politics, lots of backstabs and betrayal and, you know, whodunits and that kind of thing. And it's very political, almost to the point where it is like comparable to Game of Thrones. I mean, it is literally George R. R. Martin.
It's like George R. R. Martin, but in like broad strokes. It's like
yeah, very much so.
There isn't the intertwining kind of political aspect of it that could actually turn a lot of people off from kind of Game of Thrones. It is sort of like, it's like mythical, epic sort of things, but at the same time though, like in the video game, you do see the cutscenes of like these events fully played out. And you know, Game of Thrones, it's like, it's a lot more grounded and real, right?
Yeah, for sure.
When someone betrays another person or someone sacrifices himself, it is just like them getting stabbed by a sword.
Yeah.
When, what's her name, Melania, this like character who fights this other really powerful character and she sacrifices herself. It's this massive like explosion of this orange flower.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I thought that we were going to almost get something like that. Whereas the politics of like, why did Rani do what she did to become the doll? Why did she have this mentality of betraying the Golden Order because she was also an Imperium?
Yeah, huge spoilers for Elden Ring, by the way.
Yeah, obviously massive spoilers for a game that's like, what, like 3 or 4 years old. But it's like with Melania and like obviously the fight with Radahn, I feel like that would make such a perfect climax to the film. That it would just, I don't know, I almost see it as a bit of a missed opportunity. But then I have heard rumours that the story they're doing isn't of the Tarnished in the game, it's of a character in the game called Vike. But Vike was also a Tarnished who was with Melina, the maiden who obviously gives, you know, turns your runes to strength and all that thing. Melina, if I'm wrong on this, anyone please fact check me, but I'm pretty sure that Melina was Vike's maiden.
Yeah.
And when Vike realised that Melina would have to burn herself to destroy the Erd Tree, he seeks out the frenzied flame to be able to burn it himself.
You know,
but then upon doing that, he goes crazy, loses his mind, whatever. So he traps himself in one of the Evergals, which are the little mini like circles for the boss fights.
They are just called Everjails.
Yeah,
it's just spelled like a medieval way.
But he traps himself in one of those to obviously not succumb to the frenzied flame, where you can then fight him as a character as a Tarnished. And I thought, yeah, it would make a cool film if, you know, if the rumours are true and Kaylee Spaney is attached. Like I could definitely see her playing the maiden, playing Melina.
That's what I was thinking just
She's
then.
got that very kind of soft vibe, I think, that she would get right. It's just who would play Vike, I don't know.
Because it makes sense, because isn't Vike's armour on the cover of the game?
Vike's, the character who's literally on his knee with the sword under the Elden Ring, on the Elden Ring title, it is Vike. And
So
all of the characters laid around him, one of them is like Jared or like Jaren, the guy from Redmane Castle, who like Radahn's biggest glazer, the guy who's like the Radahn Festival, like he's absolutely like Radahn's #1 fan. Like he's one of the bodies there. You've got like
you've got the skull guy.
The guy. I can't remember. There's an armor set where it's like all skeletal, and it's like that body's laying there, and Vike's the only one on his knee. So it almost in the cover art, it almost does come across like Vike kind of seems like one of the main characters, but you never actually learn about him.
Yeah, he also got the closest because he got 2 runes from
100%.
I mean, it never said what demigods he killed.
But then that's another problem, is if you go with Vike's story, and it's like he killed 2 demigods that we're not 100% sure of, you've then got to create these characters for the film.
It could be a thing where like something could have happened where Vike had their like the demigod runes revoked from him, ripped away from him, as he kind of trapped himself into this Everjail, which like got brought back to the demigods, possibly. Like if there is a way of him taking these runes from these demigods without killing them, that could actually provide something within the story where it's like we don't need to defeat him. Maybe they don't need to defeat Radahn. They need to just like subdue Radahn. Like how do you subdue this massive raving beast on like these desert plains instead of just outright killing him?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I'm really curious how they're going to do it. And apparently Nick Offerman is attached.
Yeah,
Nick Offerman's in there.
He's worked a lot with Alex Garland, the person who's writing and directing.
I just couldn't think of a character in Elden Ring that would suit Nick Offerman. I'm not going to lie.
Narration, probably?
I feel like a narrator is the only logical choice. Some people were saying Godfrey, and I was like, that's kind of an insane shout to have Nick Offerman as Godfrey. Do you know what I mean?
That would
Like,
be
that's
that would rule.
insane.
Godfrey's the one with the lion, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's on with Serosh over his shoulder.
He has
It's
the
like-
thick Scottish accent though, doesn't it? Doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though. I really like Alex Garland. Kaylee Spain is great. Like Civil War was one of my favourite films. It was my favourite film.
Yeah,
of
I remember you
2024.
saying. Yeah.
Have you seen Men?
No, I haven't seen Man.
Have you seen the TV show he did called Deus?
So, you know, I'm not really
sorry, no,
familiar.
not Deus, Devs.
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
So Devs, again, Nick Offerman is in it.
Yeah.
It's about these coders who create this AI algorithm that can basically allow them to kind of see the atoms from any point in time and space. So they can basically see anywhere at any time whenever they want. They can see Jesus Christ getting crucified. They can see who shot JFK. They can see everything like that. There's this story about like the main character's like boyfriend who's a part of it finds this secret stuff out. He gets like, you know, killed apparently. There's all these kind of like different things involving hitmen and like, you know, the power of God basically as like coders. And it is so boring.
Really?
Really?
It is so
Oh damn! I thought you were
boring.
going to be like that, and it is so good.
It is 8 episodes long, I think, and it's about an hour each episode. And I was genuinely like moving in and out of like being asleep and awake at that final episode.
Jesus.
It is like so. It's such meat to it, and yet it's just.
It sounds like a good
completely
premise,
slow. It's a great
but-
premise.
See, I've never really watched. I don't think I've seen any of Alex Garland's films.
Annihilation.
I think that's the only one I've seen.
What about Ex Machina?
Never seen that.
That was good. I watched
and
that.
Never seen Ex
You've seen
Machina.
Dredd, right? The live action one.
Dredd. What, like the remake of Judge Dredd?
Yeah, yeah.
No, never seen that.
You haven't seen that one?
Never seen
I
Dredd.
really love that one.
Never seen Dredd.
With,
I wanted to watch Civil War, but I never got around to watching
Oh,
it.
it's really good.
But
Have you seen Dredd, Cayden?
No, is that the one with Sylvester Stallone?
No, that's the one with
is it Carl Urban?
No, I haven't seen either of them. I don't know
That
why.
one's sick. So that, you know, Alex Garland did basically write and direct that one. The director got like a different name for it for some stupid studio reason.
Yeah, I've only ever seen like I can't remember what I just said. Annihilation. Yeah. And I must admit, I wasn't really sold on it. I thought it was like a very interesting premise, and maybe I was just a bit too thick to understand it.
Well, yeah.
But I did kind of think it felt like a bit of a mind bender, but not for the sake of being interesting, kind of for the sake of being a mind bender.
Well, yeah,
and like I
that's-
said, maybe that's just me not understanding it.
I know,
Maybe I missed the
I do get
the
where you're
message
coming
of the
from.
film. But
It's
I
like-
did watch it and was like, I don't really get this, and that's kind of making me not enjoy this.
Like
Do you know
Alex
what I mean?
Garland has amazing premises, and kind of the way his stories kind of unravel is in the way you don't expect them to. He very
Yeah.
much is like a very artsy director, sort of like storyteller person who kind of like, you know, like Civil War, you expect it to be like this action-packed road trip movie, but then
Yeah.
it becomes something different, right? It becomes like this weird clinical analysis on kind of like, you know, patriotism and like war and, you know, the people who kind of view war and everything. It's like he'll always go in with like I have a deeper intention rather than just showing what's on the surface. Like Annihilation got very weird at the end, didn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like when there's like the flower people and
Yeah.
there's like the bear
the
that has the
mimic
human
at the
scream,
end.
and it's just like I was like, this is a bit much for me. And I like films that are a bit like over the top, but I was like, I could not wrap my Swede around it for the life of me, honestly.
Men is literally kind of like that, but on crack. There is
Right,
a point
okay.
in it where it won't make any sense to anyone, but there is a point in it where one person gets born from themselves like 5 times over the course of 15 minutes.
Is Men the one with Jesse Buckley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
It's good.
I've
It's-
seen like clips of it. And
Yeah.
then it's got the other guy in who I can never remember the name of.
Rory Kinnear.
Yeah, that's the one.
Or
I just know him
Kinnear.
as the guy from Bond. He's like M's assistant in the Daniel Craig films, isn't he? Like that's just who I know him as, which is probably such a a backhand to all the work he's done. But to me, he's always like that guy from Bond. Do you know what I mean?
I love that he's got all of these like sort of like mind-bending films and all this on that, and he's just got warfare.
He's got
I
Warfare.
love warfare.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to watch Warfare because
Baby's
a lot of
first
people-
war film.
a lot of people say it's like super boring. It's 60
No.
minutes of build up, and then it just all kicks off at the end. And I'm like, but the whole point of it was that they got the real guys in who were there. They did it properly, and it's like it's almost like it's kind of funny, isn't it, that when you get a war film that's realistic, people go, oh, it's boring. It's like, well, yeah, because war is a
Yeah.
nasty business.
So
do you
maybe
know what I
don't
mean?
make
It's
the
like,
film then, because essentially like half of the
No,
film.
I disagree with that. I don't
like
know.
the first half
I
more than the
disagree with
second
that.
half.
Half of the film is nothing but waiting, and the second half is nothing but action. The storyline in it is there is no story. The
But
characters
then if
in
that's
it is
what
that they're just
warfare
real
is,
people.
I don't see why you wouldn't almost just commit to doing it properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
It's like the F1 movie. Like, don't get me wrong, I have my issues with the F1 movie. There's a few theatrical decisions that they've added that makes it go, this is not realistic. And the first time I came out of it, I was like, it really left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth because I was like, a lot of this isn't realistic. But then when I looked into it, and it's like the bit when the young character crashes and he flips right over the barriers, and it's the corner is parabolica at Monza, right? I thought a car would never do that. It would never hit the curb, never flip, whatever. Well, a couple of years ago, there was an F2 driver who had a crash exactly like that.
Yeah, they took it right from the footage of that.
Yeah, it was
didn't
literally
they?
exactly the same. And the bit at the start when they show the footage of Brad Pitt's character and he gets flung out of his car and he's in the road, that is real footage of a real driver who had that exact accident, and they just swap it out for Sunny Hayes. And upon actually like looking into it and going, oh, well, actually, the only thing they really didn't get right was for me, it was the whole like plan C for combat. It's like, let's make a car made to fight. And it's like, well, everyone does that. That's a little bit silly, but it's also not completely out of the ordinary if they were to bring one upgrade, and that upgrade is like revolutionary. There's been times where, I mean, you look at Nico Hülkenberg when he got his first podium after 15 years, right? At the Silverstone Grand Prix, Kick Sauber, they bring an upgrade, new front wing, all of a sudden Sauber are on it. Next thing you know, Nico Hülkenberg is defending against Lewis Hamilton for third place. First podium in 15 years. And you go, yeah, actually, the front wing upgrade wouldn't make that much of a difference. So the more that it kind of goes on and you realise, you sit there and go, well, F1 it's realistic to an extent, do you know what I mean? But it's still a movie that's entertaining. And with Warfare, to bring it back to that, I do sit there and go, if the whole premise of your film is to make it realistic, even if it is slightly boring, I don't necessarily take issue with that because you've put realism over everything else. And I personally just really like that.
I think
Maybe it's just a me thing, I don't know.
If you put realism over everything else, what is really left? Because like the whole experience of the film is sort of kind of like, it is an experience. Like it is a thing where it's like, it should be kind of almost like simulated reality.
But then my argument...
If so, then just watch like footage of people actually fighting.
But then my argument to that is almost kind of plays into your last bit there, is how many people actually get to experience warfare. Do you know what I mean? And it's like people could go and watch like documentary clips, but there's something about watching real footage that a lot of people would find like disturbing. Do you know what I mean? Of like real gunfights, real, airstrikes, all that kind of thing. A lot of people would sit there and go, oh, that's not for me. But as soon as you put it in a film and dub it as like, oh, this is the most realistic war film ever, people will still lap it up no matter how violent or brutal it is and go, oh, well, it's not necessarily make-believe. It's still actors and practical effects and all the, the movie magic, but they've told something and done something that's incredibly realistic.
But at that point, you'll never cross that barrier into it being real because it's not real. So
I agree with you there. It's a good point. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with emulating reality.
I think today, especially, I think that's why it's so important that it came out in the cinema. Like, I really wanted to watch it in the cinema, so I did. But I think today, you can easily access like war footage anywhere. You can see things going on in Gaza, but you're seeing it all on your phone. So you're really desensitized to it. And I think when you're in the cinema and you've got like the surround sound, you've got like all these gunshots and everything. That's why I like Civil War so much. It's because the gun noises in it and the helicopter noises in it are like ear piercing because you just become so desensitized to it, especially if you like play COD.
Well, that was something what's it, One Battle After Another did. Like as many times as I've watched that film, there's a bit in it where someone gets shot in a bank. That gunshot always jumps me. Yeah. It's because it's just you're so kind of visceral to it. Like those gunshots in One Battle really kind of hit home that guns kill people.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the thing though as well. It's like it created that connection in my brain through like the sound design of it, but also at the same time though it was doing a thing where it was like it was more than just that. It was also about this character fucking up this sort of like whole bank heist thing that leads into the rest of the story. It's a little brief bit in a film that Warfare just spent like 100 minutes trying to do.
I enjoyed Warfare more than I did One Battle After Another.
Damn.
See, I've not got a horse in a race here because I've not seen either. Do you know what I mean? I sat there and go, I'm going to watch them both in the IMAX, and then I just didn't.
I think,
so it's like,
I think I've seen One Battle like 3 times now, and it's like a 9 out of 10 for me. I might bump it up to a 10, honestly.
So, you know, it is like, it's two of those films I look at and I'm like, I absolutely want to watch them both. But I'm kind of with Cayden here. I look at it and I go, I feel like the film that I would enjoy more probably would be Warfare, because I don't know, there's just something about it. It's like you said, people become so desensitized to, you know, guns, violence, war, all that kind of stuff, that like even when something as simple as like when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, right, and there was that mission Clean House, right, and it was like it's very kind of gritty, realistic. You're a team of, you know, SAS members. You go through the back gate, you breach the door, you're clearing the house very kind of slowly and methodically, firing very minimal bullets. Like, it's very realistic. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people that have played the game in the military have said, yeah, there's some reality to this. Like, it's not too far-fetched. But when that came out, all of the COD fans were like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. And it's like, no, it's not. It's just we've become so normalized with like these big bombastic set pieces in games like COD, where, you know, there's a plane that flies into a. Although maybe that's not the right thing to say here. but you know what I mean.
That could never happen.
Yeah, that could never happen. Oh God, yeah, that's
there
not
needs
realistic
to be, like,
at all,
bombs
is it?
planted there beforehand,
but you know what I mean.
know?
There'll be like, you know, a building will start coming down, and you're inside, and you know you'll jump out, slide down the glass, and you all live to tell the tale. Whereas in like Modern Warfare, something as simple as like cleaning a house, you know, efficiently like the SAS would, has more of an impact on you as a player because it's realistic. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like that reality argument, I just feel like it kind of, for me, it goes to a lot of things. It's like games as well. Like you said, like if we only have reality, what's left? But then like if you play a game like Gran Turismo 7, for example, I love Gran Turismo 7. Do you know what I mean? It's a very good simulator game. It's like, and I enjoy racing other people when it's more of a simulation as opposed to an arcade, because of the fact that it's more realistic. It requires more skill. Therefore, when you win, I feel like it's more fulfilling. Do you know what I mean?
But what was that? I think the thing with kind of films, animation in particular, but also along with video games, is that trying to kind of like get close to reality as much as possible, it does kind of take it away from it. I think that if you're trying to like simulate something as much as possible, you kind of like just go through you go through the motions of it. You go through kind of like it just becomes at a certain point like you're living in real life, and therefore I think the impact of certain things become a lot more dull.
Yeah.
I think, you know, maybe a gunshot might not be as loud as it is in real life, but when it is in like, you know, things like Warfare, or kind of like, or as loud as a car is in Gran Turismo,
yeah,
it could be quite beasty, you know?
I get what you mean. I get what you're saying.
So it's sort of like drifting away from reality can kind of like bring you further towards it. It's kind of like using, it's manipulation in like a storytelling sense about it.
Yeah.
And so that's my kind of issue with things like, Warfare, and things like that one COD scene, because I do know about that one COD scene, considering it was specifically designed by the US government to be realistic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they had consultants. US government,
like the US Army, they have a lot of input. Like, they actually make a lot of input in the Call of Duty games.
It's what I mean. It's like I do like it when reality and, like, you know, fiction do sort of, what's the word, like.
They blend into each other.
When they blend together so effortlessly is the word.
Like, one of the films that you like, The King?
Oh, I love The King.
Oh, dude, I love The King.
Okay, you're gonna.
So many people are like, oh, it's so boring. I'm like, no, it's a proper like character piece on how.
You're gonna want to
like,
hear this.
Really, I love it.
So the King, right? They spend so much time on historical accuracies with like that whole siege at the castle. Probably one of the most realistic sieges put to film. It really was just throwing rocks at a wall until someone gave up.
Yeah.
That whole kind of battle at Agincourt was, you know, properly well done. There is, however, huge historical inaccuracies with that film, such as, is it the Son du Font or whatever? It's basically the prince to France, Robert Pattinson's character, who kind of plays like basically like this stereotypical kind of like French person at that time. And what was seen as like the stereotype was like, you know, he's arrogant, he's kind of pessimistic, he's constantly saying how he's going to like sleep with like his wife and everything, he's a coward at the end. That was not the actual Dufont within reality. He was a child who was just like stuck behind did strategy all the time. He never wanted to be in the actual war. Now, why did they make that massive historical inaccuracy? It's because The King is not a biopic movie. It's an adaptation of Shakespeare's Henry V.
Okay.
Is that so?
And the reason
That's
that
fair.
Shakespeare wrote Henry V like that was because there was like, this was around the time, like what was it, like 1700s, something like that?
Oh, the Battle of Agincourt, I couldn't tell you.
Whatever it was like, you know, he kind of like made the characters a lot more stereotypical to rub up to the upper classes, so then people would watch it more and like praise it a lot more.
Right.
Henry
okay.
V, the film The King, is one of those really strange adaptations where they take everything at face value and so do the audience. How weird is that?
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. George R. R. Martin has always said that he loves, like, because I remember I watched an interview with him the other day, and he was talking about, you know, Lord of the Rings had come out, and everyone was just like Tolkien wannabes. And he was like, if I'm going to do something, it has to be different. So he kind of made this fantasy world, but then he also looked at, like, you know, real British, English history. England probably does have the most rich history when it comes to, like, royal and regal politics.
There was like a civil war
So-
between two houses. Was it the Lancasters and the Yorks? Was it?
I couldn't tell you.
But they got adapted into the Lannisters and the Starks.
Yeah, my English history is very, like, hit and miss at the best of times.
But your Westeros history.
But my Westeros history, oh mate, that's spot on. That is absolutely tip top, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's weird though, because coming back to The King and the historical inaccuracies, the one thing that bothers me in The King is the lack of colour.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at you know, diagrams, paintings, whatever, of Henry V, and he would always have, over the top of their armour, they would always have like that, the sort of the cloth throw, wouldn't they? I can never remember what it's called. But Henry V was a very, you know, it was sort of quartered, and it was half red, half blue, had golden lions on it. It was very regal, very royal, and it was very colourful. It was bright red and bright blue.
Yeah. Because you want it to be like
sit there and you go,
recognisable.
but what? I get the film is meant to be grungy and gritty, and that kind of adds to the realism of it, because I feel like, weirdly in today's day and age, a lot of films, like if something's grungy and a bit dark and grisly, it's almost a bit more realistic. Do you know what I mean? I feel like The King kind of did that, but then they kind of sacrificed, you know, a lot of the colour of it. Like the bit when he fights Harry Hotspur, which is obviously the same actor who plays Aegon in House of the Dragon. It's like Harry Hotspur, I feel like, I don't know if I remember it wrong, but he has kind of like a throw over the top of his armour. Yeah. It's kind of his like house colours, or like, you know, his like sigil or whatever. It's kind of like an orangey colour. Hal has got something like just plain armour, but all the men behind him, they've all got their colours on. And you think, but why in the final battle, when you've got all of these men in heavy plate armour, like it is a spectacle to behold, why not just go that extra mile and just have them all with their proper coat of arms?
I think the King was sort of like, it's a product of a lot of modern day filmmaking.
For sure.
You know, colour
100%.
has, not only colour, but lighting as well.
Yeah.
Like everything's become so washed out and almost like a gradient. Like best example I could think of, you know, first Gladiator movie was, everything had like that heavy contrast. The sun was hot. Right? Like there was white on people's faces.
The first Gladiator is a very good looking film.
Really good looking film. And
really good looking film.
What's it? Second Gladiator.
So boring.
Yeah.
So
you know
bad.
what's crazy though? Same director of photography, same director, same locations. But you just look at the way that kind of industry standard has changed in terms of lighting. Everything is evenly lit. Everything is softboxed. Everything's got to kind of feel this weird kind of diegetic. Whereas like if you look at people's actual faces, there is shadows across everybody.
Yeah. And I think the reality of it is, and this is maybe a controversial thing to come out with on a podcast that's maybe aimed more towards like moviegoers, I just think Ridley Scott doesn't have the sauce anymore.
Yeah.
Really Scott fell off.
Like massively, do you know what I mean? I feel like genuinely the last film I watched of his that was actually good was The Martian with Matt Damon. And I was like, other than that, you know what I mean? I've watched Alien Covenant was like, Prometheus, granted, not a terrible film.
And Covenant were dog.
See, I think Prometheus is okay. It's just Prometheus is an okay sci-fi film,
What
but a
happened to
bad
Prometheus,
alien
Cayden?
film.
There's big white aliens.
Yeah, what happened
the
before
engineers.
They land on a planet. And
Yeah. And then they go bing, bing, bong.
What happens in between?
And there's more
Hey, man, I was
aliens.
in the film for a few years. I just remember it's quite good.
No, I thought, the premise of Prometheus is almost to set up what we know as the Alien franchise. But the problem is Ridley Scott always went, it's going to answer all the questions, blah, 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 blah.
Answers
He
nothing.
made the film and you go, right, that's answered about 3 questions and I have about 64 more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of like, it's just the reality of it.
Honestly, I think one of the last good films he's done was American Gangster.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it.
Do you know what I mean?
Watched
Yeah.
the first like half an hour.
That was when he entered his I call it his grey period.
The
where
grey period.
Everything he's done kind of since then has just been losing more and more colour.
Yeah.
And Napoleon looked horrible from what I saw.
Yeah.
I forgot he even made that because it was so shit. Do you know what I mean?
He's got a new one coming out called The Dog Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
What do you
I
guys
just-
want to bet it's
yeah.
going to have 0 colour
I
in it?
don't get how you can take a character as, in history especially, as big and as influential as Napoleon. Do you know what I mean?
I can get how
Like
they
the
can mess it
Emperor
up.
of France.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, yeah, let's just basically just make him a cuck. And that's the
Well,
film, do you know what I mean?
He was a cunt. He was just one of the most interesting cunts in history.
But I mean, yeah, but it's just, he did win a lot of battles, and had it not been for his, over-aggressive expansion, he would have probably done a lot more in his life. But the problem is just
He was
obviously
such a
Lord
man-
Nelson has got the sauce for a start, and, beats him in the naval battle or whatever. But you just look at it and you go, how do you take a character that iconic, that, relevant in history, that influential in real world history, and you make a film that fucking dull about it? You know what I mean?
I think life can...
It's just crazy.
A life like Napoleon's and other people throughout history, sometimes their lives can be too big for a frame.
Yeah,
It's
true.
kind of
I get that.
Napoleon has so much documented about him. You can see
Yeah.
all the... one of the things
It's almost like you don't need a movie, do you know what I mean? There's so much there.
I think you almost do, but it's one of those things where it's to try and capture an entire person's life like Napoleon in one whole film. Even if it was 5 hours, it still wouldn't be enough. Because also, there was an actual proper attempt at Napoleon's life to kind of capture that in film, and it was done in 1926. I forget the actual guy's name who made it. It was 14 hours long.
Gee, yeah, I don't think I'll be watching that one.
It was meant to be part 1 of 6.
Jesus.
Wait, so the 14-hour film was part 1?
Of 6.
That wasn't all 6 put together?
The film finishes
Do you
with
know
his
what I mean?
inauguration as emperor.
Wow.
And the way that he filmed it is he combined, because everything was in 4:3 back then due to the aspect of the cameras.
Yeah.
He basically put 3 cameras together, so when you watch the film, you're watching 3 screens all at once. But on top of that, this director, he would actually have colors change for the different film cameras, so that sometimes they would actually just properly show the French flag. And
wow, okay.
This director, I forget his name, he was doing crazy things. He literally got a massive kind of ballroom filled to the brim with actors, and he got a camera on those amusement park kind of ride, the boat that kind of swings back and forth? Yeah. He got a camera on one of those, and it just kind of swings back and forth against this whole crowd. There's things in that I've never seen before. He did a POV of a snowball in a snowball fight at one point.
That's
it's
wild.
mental.
POV snowball and a snowball fight.
Yeah.
That's a crazy...
It kind of seems like Napoleon's like the OG Chris Chan.
Literally.
He's off doing war and he's getting cucked the entire time.
Crazy.
Because that's the thing that the Ridley Scott one did, is it basically combined his sexual frustration with him kind of his conquest of the world
Yeah.
and everything. Because there's a story of how Napoleon was invading Egypt, and he wanted to go into I forget which pharaoh's tomb, not Tutankhamun.
But the thing
like
that
he
annoys
wanted
me
to go into
is-
the tomb, right?
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to be the only one to go into it, so he told the soldiers and guards that he was going to go into it. He walks into it, and about 15 minutes later, he comes out white as a sheet, and he tells everyone to forget what they saw. You could do so much stuff of what would have happened if he went on in there.
I read something, or I was told something. I don't know if I was working with someone the other day. I feel like it was Matt from work. He's quite big into his history, right? Maybe I'm just calling him out for no reason here. But I remember him saying to me, he was like, the Napoleon film is so inaccurate because I'm pretty confident Napoleon never actually stepped foot in Egypt. Ever.
Really?
I'm pretty confident that if you actually, like, I don't know, maybe we should look it up, but I'm pretty confident that someone told me in the past Napoleon never actually stepped foot in Egypt. And in the film, the reason they showed him just like shooting a cannon at the pyramids was to be like, oh, he wanted to take Egypt, but he just never went there. But in the film, they're like, let's just put him there, fire a cannon at the pyramids. That's enough for us to go, oh, he attacked Egypt, guys. Well, obviously, he's shooting a cannon at the fucking Great Pyramid of Giza, or Gaza, do you know what I mean? It's like Giza, sorry, not Gaza. That's the, Gaza's the, that's the other one.
Can we get Napoleon in Gaza?
Yeah, the pyramids of Gaza. You think, oh crap.
That land was promised to him 3,000 years ago.
Oh, okay. He did walk into Egypt.
He did. Okay.
He led his major military expedition there. He landed in Alexandria on July the 1st, in 1798.
Maybe it was Cairo then. Maybe he never went to Cairo. Because Cairo is where the pyramids are, aren't
He
they?
literally marched on Cairo, winning a significant battle of the pyramids.
He literally marched on Cairo.
21st of July.
There you go. I don't know who told me that then, but whoever it was, if you listen to this, you're chatting shit.
Matt, your days are numbered,
Matt. I don't think it would have been Matt, because Matt does know his history.
He's pretty switched on. Maybe it was Pages.
Maybe.
Yeah. The campaign was
maybe.
crippled after the British destroyed French fleet at the Battle of the Nile.
Mate, I just find it insane that the British Empire back in the day had so much sauce that the Emperor of France, like the Emperor, the top guy, was just beaten by an admiral in the Navy.
We were on
Just
demon
like
time,
just
man.
a humble admiral. Like he was high up. He was a good rank, but he's just an admiral.
Oh, he was not.
And he-
What admiral was it?
Well, obviously Nelson.
Yeah, Admiral Lord Nelson, not just an average
Yeah,
guy.
but it's not like he's a king or anything like stupidly high. He
was
admiral.
fucking Admiral Lord Nelson. He saw Napoleon and was like, I'm going to take this god down a peg.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this guy down a peg or two. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Joe's first name was Horatio.
I can't date.
His name was Horatio Nelson.
That wouldn't fly today. He wouldn't be an admiral today.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, apparently Horatio is quite an old English name.
Yeah,
apparently.
there's a
It's kind of weird.
guy on
but-
another podcast called Horatio. It's quite funny.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to promote that podcast.
Yeah.
But I saw someone the other day talk about they're like talking about English culture and English history, but in like a respectful way. And people were like in the comments were like, yeah, this, like I want this, but not reform. Like,
Yeah.
Like I love England.
Essentially,
I love the
yeah.
culture, but like,
Can we
not-
Maintain the
please-
culture, maintain the way of life, but just don't necessarily blame it on the foreigners. Do you know what I
Give me
mean?
my fish and chips, give me my footy, give me my freedom.
That's basically all it is, isn't it? Fish and chip Friday, Sunday roast, and every Premier League game televised. And I think the entirety of the UK would be happy with that. Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be job done. But
I hope my cheeky Donna done well, all right?
yeah, and doner kebabs.
Doner
classic.
kebab.
Doner kebab's that classic English meal.
Yeah, classic
Exactly.
English grub. That. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Keep the Chinese takeaway greasy, and I'm happy.
I can't stick doners anymore, man. My days of like drinking and then ending it with a doner kebab have just. Every time I smell a doner kebab, I'm like, I feel sick.
Last time I had
it's just horrible.
Last time I had a doner was when I was out drinking with someone in college.
That's what I mean.
And-
Anyone's story about having a doner kebab, the previous part of the story is always, I was out drinking.
Yeah,
And then
and
it ends with a kebab, and
No,
they just never go well together.
It ended with my friend next to me projectile vomiting.
There you go. There you go.
It's like, dude, we were on a bench that was near like this like road. He full on projectile vomited onto the road. That's how much like.
Wow.
That's how much like.
That's crazy.
decency
You're a good
you
arc
got.
on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Got some serious neck muscles
Full
there.
power.
I mean, that's some proper propulsion. that is. But
Held down
that's
R2.
crazy. Held down R2. That's
With the
wild.
toggle stick.
Right, do you guys want your gifts? Do you guys want your gifts from Japan?
yeah.
I'll go for it.
I'll go for this.
I'll start with your matcha Kit Kats. We can try
We're
them
doing this live
air.
on the pod.
What we did? What is this?
Magic Kit Kats. I want to try this
Yeah.
on the record.
And then I'll give you your stuff.
What kind of flavour is this?
Matcha.
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 Yeah.
It's a matcha Kit Kat.
It's green.
so-
They're not very nice, to be honest.
Oh
You know,
wow, that's a really unappetizing green as well. That's not like lime green. That's like
I mean, I'm not like.
that's like I need to clear the mucus out of my lungs green.
I'm not
do you know
saying
what
it's
I
like
mean?
bad or anything, but why is it Chinese?
But it's from Japan.
I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I didn't expect it to be Japanese. Okay.
All right, let's see what this smells like. It kind of just smells like a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Let me.
It just smells like tea.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds
All
good.
right, I'm taking a break because I'm having a Kit Kat. So
Yep.
there we go.
Why
Oh,
are they
shit,
this
I didn't-
small, by the way?
Well, because there was a pack of like 10.
Oh, they do it in like big bags.
I thought it
don't
was
they?
maybe just because in Japan they have like way smaller portions. They're like, let's just have half a Kit Kat instead. do you
That's
know what I
enough for
mean?
them. They're full for the day.
I'll have a go.
What are we saying?
It is just like tea, ain't it? I certainly kind of taste the wafer more than like the chocolate.
It's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Can I be real?
Yeah.
I actually really like that.
Do you? I think it's a bit naff. Like
It's quite sweet and creamy.
It's too sweet for me. I think.
They turn tea into a drink and rhymes.
It's
So
basically
turn
like-
tea into a food and rhymes.
There's a slight element of tea there, but for me it is just like sweet and creamy with the wafer, and it's kind of just ticking all the boxes for me. So
Fair play.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more at home. I'll have to bring them into
there
work.
we go.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed your Kit Kats.
Yeah. What would you rate that out of 10, Ryan? How many snakes out of 7 snakes would you give that?
How many snakes out of 7 snakes?
Yeah.
What kind of snakes?
Like
Yeah, how big is the snake?
Like the red and orange sort of like patterned ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the little like ring with the rings around them.
Yeah.
Like
Indiana
a
Jones would be scared of
Is
one
it a
of
corn
those.
snake? I think they're called. Is it a corn snake?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Some other business. But yeah.
Well, they're not very big, so I feel like maybe a 5.5 out of 7 snakes.
5.5 snake. Well, like a snake's been chopped in half.
Yeah, one of them's gonna have to unfortunately get the chop
Exactly,
because
yeah.
I am gonna rate it
Story
5.5.
of my life.
If it was big snakes, maybe like a 5 because you don't need as much of them.
I think I'd go.
So-
I think I'd go for a 3.
That's
Three
kind
out
of
of-
harsh.
3 snakes out of 7.
Yeah, 3 snakes out of 7 snakes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 5.5 snakes out of 7.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
Okay. I like that. I respect that.
Yeah. I'm gonna specifically say 5.5 copperheads.
I give this thing 5 whole copperheads.
5.5 copperhead snakes.
Oh, my niece done got bit by a cobber.
What was that, Cayden?
There's my niece bit done gone by.
my niece done got bit by a copperhead.
All right, Ron, I'll give you your thing first.
All right, go for it. Let's have a go. I know exactly what this is gonna be, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, what is it?
That is literally exactly what I asked
what
for.
is this?
It's a fridge magnet with like the tower thing in it.
Oh,
Like the tower pagodas, yeah.
Shit, nice.
Kyoto. That's sick. I
Can
like
we
that.
get a picture? Can we get a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. For the
I didn't know we were meant
picture
to
for
ask
the
for
pot. Hang
things.
on, my hair's like windswept.
Look like a Mad Max character.
Yeah.
Fuck that one out.
Just trying to deal with Kyoto fridge magnets for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Hold
Leo,
on,
and then
like
yours.
a-
Because you didn't request anything. I had to go.
I didn't know I had to. Sorry.
Go random. Hit the randomizer.
I was telling me because I found out about this like a couple of days into our trip. I was like, I got some for myself. I was like, Leo would appreciate this as well.
It's just a photo album of the Maid Cafe.
There you go.
What is this?
What is that?
Cock tea grease. Cock grease.
It's cock grease.
It's hair pomade, but it's called cock grease.
It's called cock grease
Oh,
extra
nice.
hard.
I like that.
The original
Extra
quality
hard.
hard.
Extra hard cock grease.
It's made in Japan as well. Here you go. Here you
Made
go.
in Japan.
Good picture of your cock grease.
That's tough, bro. Cowboy hat, white button up, and a tub of cock grease. Do you know what I mean?
Tub of cock grease.
That's all a man needs in life. Do you know what I mean?
Tub of cock
You get your
grease.
cowboy hats, your boots, and a tub of cock grease. Do you know what I mean?
I was saying it the whole trip. It's so fun to say.
Cock grease.
yeah.
You know what? New
You're
slur
packing up,
just
it's like,
dropped.
Millie, can you just make sure you grab my my cock grease, please? Like,
It's like my hair was a bit out of whack, and I was like,
New-
I haven't got my cock grease
Ryan,
today.
new insult just dropped. Can't wait to bring it to work.
yeah.
You absolute
grease.
cock grease.
Well,
Just take it
wasted
to
cock
work, put it in your
grease.
pocket, and just be like, anyone want some cock grease? Anyone fancy a bit of cock grease?
I'll put it on
Do
the
you know what I mean?
counter when like I serve like
That's
an old lady.
crazy. Of all the people at work, actually, don't worry. Don't worry. That's a conversation maybe off the pod.
Yeah, exactly. Off the pod.
Off the pod.
Can we
yeah.
call it? Can we call it this episode off the pod?
Off the pod, yeah. Off the record. Like a behind the scenes.
Do like
off
a
the
record
pod.
scratch. The audio you're about to listen to has not been reviewed until now.
This is like the raw audio. Yeah.
We're raw. We are
Wow.
raw.
I think Mac might have a heart attack when he listens to this episode.
We're unfiltered.
Maybe, yeah.
But that's why it's going to be good. I think it's probably the best one we've done.
There you go.
So,
Guys,
you
I think
go.
we're the greatest.
yeah, I think we're actually kind of good with the sauce.
Honestly.
Maybe.
Epic
Lots of
gamer
sauce. Not enough sauce, maybe too much sauce.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Or do you want to just
I mean,
call it?
I don't know.
have you guys seen any films recently?
Have I? I watched Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay, I think we haven't seen anything else, so let's move on from that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just quickly. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great.
If I've got time, I'll go watch it twice.
It's just a Nintendo nostalgia fest that moves at a breakneck speed. Like there is not a scene where you're in that scene for longer than like a minute, bro. It's just bang, one scene after the other, breakneck speed. There's a few like big set pieces. I was like, this is actually kind of cool. There is some jokes for me that just landed.
Some nice needle drops. You know, we
I
love
thought it
love
was-
that in a film full
Yeah.
of like Nintendo music.
I just thought it was kind of cool. I was like, a lot of it was granted. As a kid, I heavily grew up on Mario Galaxy. Like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii was like my jam. Do you know what I mean? So for me, going into it, I was maybe looking at it through rose-tinted lenses a little bit. Like I appreciate maybe it's a bit of a sloppy film, but I just came out of it and was like, I really enjoyed that. Some people at work have given it 5 stars. I'm like, I don't agree with it that much.
Yeah, it's a bit mental.
It's good, but it's not that good. But I did give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was an enjoyable, fun time. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are going into it and they're like, oh, the story's bad and this is bad, and I'm like, guys, it's a kid's film.
Yeah, no one watches the Mario movie
Yeah,
for the story.
do you know what I mean? It's literally a child's film. Like I get it's Mario and it's an iconic character and everyone wants to be entertained, but ultimately, from like a business perspective, this is a film aimed at kids.
If it's
Do you
a
know what I
kids'
mean?
film, why are you watching it?
Because I love Mario. Because I love Mario. And I had my 2 nephews with me who are also 10 years old. So I was like, that's kind of,
Okay.
you know.
By myself, so
Yeah.
have as much of an excuse. Like Millie won't watch it
I went
Why,
like,
why, why
my-
does she want to watch it?
because she's not interested.
She's not interested in Mario.
How can you not be interested in Mario?
I thought she liked Super Mario.
She doesn't mind it. She's just like, she wants to watch the drama. I was like, too fair, the drama doesn't.
Drama's
I
really
do want to watch
good.
the drama, but it's already in screen 11. I'm just like, dude, I don't want to fucking...
I've seen that film twice. That film is very good.
I don't want to sit in the cupboard, do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
We were saying about some filming we did recently. We were saying like, this is a screen 11 type of film.
Yeah, like 100%. You know, if a film comes out in the cinema and it goes straight to screen 11, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I won't be watching that then. Do you know what I mean?
Shout out to Fuse.
I was literally about to say, the amount of like middle-aged customers that come in, watch Fuse, come out and go, oh, it's absolutely bloody brilliant, that. Yeah, this is just the most like Channel 4, ITV2 crowd movie. Like, fair enough. Like, you're in what you're into, but...
If anyone who worked on the Fuse wants to come into the podcast, please do.
Yeah, please do, yeah.
We'll do it in screen 11.
Yeah.
Do it in screen 11, yeah. We'll rent it out for a short
we'll
time.
have a whole bunch of questions for you about why every
Crazy.
action in the film was done.
Yeah, here's editing Cayden again. So we didn't actually record an outro for this because we spoke for about 2.5 hours. So I'm going to split the episode into 2. The second half will be up in due time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is more of a like relaxed format. And make sure to check out all the other podcasts we have releasing this week. So yeah, be sure to check them out.